This is the Javelin. For nearly 4 years, it has been the most discussed, debated, and defended hypercar in Roblox Jailbreak history. A 48-hour panic clock. Hypercar value wars. On top of that, the Javelin was also one of the only cars to benefit from the recent trading hub market crash, with a trading value that shatters the record so badly, LEMMiNO had to completely rewrite how their own game worked behind the scenes. November 2022, Jailbreak was entering a whole new chapter. The trading hub is just a few months old. A massive map expansion has just introduced Crater City, and the economy is evolving fast. Players aren't just robbing anymore. They're staring at item logs, collecting limited items, and constantly tracking demands on forums just to make sure they weren't getting a bad deal. But there's a massive problem with the way the system was running. The standard limited vehicles weren't creating enough hype. Don't get me wrong, they were rare enough, and it looked cool enough. But when everything in the update is just fine, nothing truly stands out on the road. Casual players get bored, grinders stop spending their cash, and a game hits a wall. But LEMMiNO knew this. They needed something huge to break this. So during the legendary 5 Days of Vehicles event, they saved the ultimate grand finale for day 5. They released the Javelin, a vehicle heavily inspired by the real-world Koenigsegg Jesko, and they priced it at $900,000 in-game cash. That number needs serious, deep context for anyone who wasn't there. While $900K wasn't impossible for serious grinders who spent all day looping robberies, LEMMiNO attacked a brutal, unforgiving restriction to it. The Javelin was only purchasable in the game for exactly 48 hours. That's it. 2 days. If you missed it, you were forced to trade a massive overpay for it. The time window was a massive surprise for many. In late 2022, thousands of casual players didn't have nearly $1 million cash sitting in their banks. People weren't saving up money just for limiteds back then because the trading market was still brand new. To make matters worse, many players were caught completely off guard after spending plenty of their hard-earned cash on the 4 previous cars in that exact same event. They were completely broke. Their banks were completely drained. People were frantically logging on at midnight, desperately tryharding to scrape together enough cash before the 48-hour timer ran out. When players finally got there, finally sprinted to the spawn location near the 1 million store, and climbed into the Javelin for the first time, they realized they weren't just driving a standard car. The Javelin was built on an elite chassis. It had buttery smooth handling and lightning fast acceleration. You could slam the gas pedal and you wouldn't slide across the road. But before I talk about why the car actually blew up, I need to ask you guys for a favor. Getting these insider details and tracking down these stats takes hours of research. If you appreciate the work I put into these videos, please like and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds and helps out the channel a ton. Anyways, back to the video. But the real reason players were stunned? The looks. For years, Torpedo owners bragged about their car. But let's be totally honest, the Torpedo looks like a literal blocky bar of soap. It has zero detail, zero texture, and looks like a generic block someone could own in 5 minutes. But the Javelin? It was a visual masterpiece. Sleek lines, aggressive curves, and a hyper-detailed design that made the Torpedo look like an ancient statue from a completely different game. It was a real, modern hypercar that finally backed up its absurd top speed with a straight line acceleration and god-tier aesthetics. It completely changed the standard of what a $1 million car should look like. For years, the legendary Torpedo was the undisputed, untouchable god of jailbreak wealth. Sitting at a massive $50 million valuation, it was admired by millions. It was the gatekeeper to being rich. If you owned a Torpedo, you ruled the economy, period. If you pulled up to a trading table with one, people would drop their entire inventories just to get it. But then the unthinkable happened. Fueled by insane demand, its gorgeous look, and its ultra-rare 48-hour launch window, the tables completely flipped. In early 2026, Javelin went on a ruthless historic run. It picked up speed, it climbed the trading charts like crazy, and officially overtook the Torpedo to become the most expensive car in the entire game, skyrocketing past the 50 million mark. And it wasn't even close. Today, the Javelin is officially at the value the Torpedo once sat at, holding strong as the king of the world. And the Torpedo? It has gone through a complete, catastrophic breakdown. It didn't just drop a bit, it completely collapsed. And it sits around 25 million today, literally half of what it used to be. The bar of soap officially melted. But here's the twist. While the Javelin sits securely on its throne at a massive 50 million value, the mountain around it is completely crumbling. Rich hoarder panic has thrown the rest of the trading hub into an unstable mode. But the rest of the high-tier market is in pure panic mode. High-end cars over 25 million are tanking in the dirt. Rare cosmetics like checkers, thrusters, and void rims are losing millions in value overnight. The elite class of jailbreak is completely falling apart. And the wealthy players who thought they were safe are watching their net worth disappear in real time. Why does this crash happen to everyone while the Javelin stays king? After researching the market patterns and looking at how trades are actually going down, the answer is actually pretty funny. It comes down to one basic thing: absolute selflessness. For months, the ultra-rich holder community of these high-tier items becomes insanely greedy. They build massive circles where they controlled all the top items, and they refused to accept equal value offers from anyone else. They wouldn't take attainables, they wouldn't take low demand cards, they wouldn't take brand new seasonals, and completely ignored concepts. They demanded massive, ridiculous overpays only, and if you didn't offer them their value plus a massive profit, they would literally laugh in your face, call you poor in the server chat, and leave the trade instantly. This is why many casual players choose to avoid trading altogether. The toxicity is just too high. But the player base finally got tired of the disrespect. The community completely stopped trading for those other bloated items because no one wanted to trade with the overpaid tax anymore. The regular players walked away, and the market completely dried up. At the same time, normal players realized something else. Why give your entire hard-earned inventory for an unstable item when awesome cars like the Orion are sitting at a reasonable 3.5 million? The community realized these hyped-up ghost items aren't worth the headache. The hoarders are officially suffering from their own selfishness, trapped in empty trading servers with cards and items no one wants to buy. They hoarded everything to control the market, and now they're holding bags of digital pictures that people have zero interest in. Meanwhile, look at flying vehicles like the Cipher. It started dropping before the torpedo even did, falling to a low demand 25 million. Because flying vehicles are way easier to spawn due now to the game updates, the Cipher lost its practical value. It failed to challenge the Javelin, providing the Javelin's god tier utility, racing speed, and flawless look are what keep it completely safe at the top while everything else rots. So what is your best course of action right now to maintain your high value and protect your hard-earned inventory from this market collapse? If you are an unfortunate torpedo owner watching your wealth melt away every single week, or you just want to protect your current profile from getting dragged down in the dirt, you need to react immediately. The smartest move you can make now is splitting or sinking items into a bunch of smaller, highly stable, limited stacks under 15 million. Anything under 15 million is completely safe from this crash. The algorithm and the players are ignoring the micro items, meaning that vehicles like the M12 and the Icebreaker have a rock solid demand and are holding the ground perfectly. But you can get even more stability out of something else. You could turn those crashing high tier items into stacks of smaller cars like the Orion. Cars under 15 million are completely fine, and vehicles like the Power 1 and Proto are actively riding because they're reasonably placed and high wanted by the everyday player base. Think about the math here. The Orion is stable because it's getting rarer and more desired every single day. The only way for its value is to go up. If you stack 50 Orions, a simple 500k value increase turns into a massive multi-million win for your inventory overall. Losing a tiny 2 million trade right now just to get you out of the high tier crashing trap is a massive victory in the long run. Liquidate, diversify, and save your value. What sticks with me after analyzing this whole economic shift isn't just the raw speed statistics. The Javelin is a symbol of the limited grind for an entire generation of modern Jailbreak players. It was the moment you realized how valuable time can be in this game. The moment you locked down a legendary hypercar before it vanished into the void forever, making you feel like you actually made it in this economy. The story doesn't go away when the trading meta shifts. The Javelin isn't going anywhere. It's still fast, it's still sleek, and it's easily the #1 car in Jailbreak right now. But what about a car that got completely dismantled from the same trading change? A car that lost its entire identity, its prestige, and more than half of its total value in a blink of an eye. If you want to see a video breaking down that tragedy, click right here to check the fall of the torpedo.